fourth quarter, just 17 points for them. What were you impressed most by with your defensive effort?
Well, I thought both teams struggled offensively. I thought we got stagnant, a little bit coming down the stretch. And, Chris happened to make a couple big plays, as did Shea. But what really gave us a chance is we got stops. And, they got stops as well. So, it came down to basically the last possession. But the job that Ferg and Lou did defensively, just really moving their feet, trying not to foul, stay in front. Van Fleet and Lowry are hard to guard. I thought Baisley did a nice job as well. So we had some good defensive stances and some good possessions, and we obviously rebounded.
Nerlens and Steven were really active too, disruptive with their hands. How big is it that you have these guys that are mobile enough to be in those situations?
Yeah, it was hard because Serge is a guy that's going to pick and pop, and he's going to shoot threes, and sometimes he's rolling. So those guys have got to do two things. They've got to provide support and pick and roll, and then they got to be able to get back to Serge when he shoots the ball. So, I thought both of those guys gave us a great game on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively.
Which play of Shea's did you like best? The banked in runner, the rebound, or running out
the
clock?
The tough shot to me was when he kind of got into the lane with one-on-one. He made that bank shot. That was obviously a tough shot, and we had, we got a little bit stagnant there. And I think both teams, was hard to come by points because both teams were small and had really fast, good physical defenders on the floor. So it was hard to get by anybody and hard to generate good offense. But the play Shea made where he kind of banked that one and gave us the lead was big. And then, obviously the wherewithal to dribble the clock out at the end.
He's in a groove right now. That's got to be great to see.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. Again, I think besides the scoring piece of it, just to keep on putting on his brain to think about the defense and, the playmaking, the rebounding, because he's got the ability to do those things. But, certainly he's, I think, finding his areas of where he can score and trying to, he's figuring out, inside of our offense when there's good times to really go attack and be aggressive, and he's starting to figure some of those things out.
Was it nice to see the rookies play great defense? Basically had a couple of blocks, and Lou Dort was really good on defense.
We don't win the game without those guys. I thought the first half we really had some really good offensive possessions, but some of the younger guys, I think it was Darius and Ferg, Lou Dort, Abdul didn't get a shot off Deontay. They got really good looks. We just couldn't make a shot. I don't think we made a shot in that first half. But I give Baisley a lot of credit. He stuck with it and made 4 threes there in the second half. There were some big ones, or 3 made threes in the second half, whatever it was. We made some big ones. I thought Lou maintained being aggressive and playing downhill and attacking. Same thing with Abdul. He got some opportunities, there, and I give him credit for staying with it, even though it wasn't going well for us offensively. We got looks, we didn't, but our defense kept us in there and tied it to half and got off to a really good start in the third quarter. We would build a little bit of a lead, but knew it was going to go back and forth, with them, especially being here at home.
Back to Shea for just a minute. He had so many of those go-ahead layups. What was he taking advantage of there?
Well, I think he was getting to good spots. The other thing, too, is those things don't work unless we have good spacing. There was a couple of the clips where I thought, offensively we got stagnant. Our spacing was really bad. The floor was congested. We got bottled up. But the ones where you saw him get to the rim, that's where the floor was opened up very well. And they were trying to switch up matchups at the end of the game sometimes, too. And I think because we were trying to run different people into screening action, the floor got congested. This would be a good tape for us to watch and learn from. But the ones that he was productive and efficient getting into the lane, into the front of the basket was the place we had really good spacing.
Coach, you held him to only 8 fast break points. For a team that likes to get out and transition and run as much as they do, is that a number that you're proud of?
Yeah, I thought the big key, considering, coming back out of the Memphis game at home, they really, really hurt us in transition. And